We've been seeing blue skies and barricades in Beijing's Tiananmen Square, where 32 years ago today, Chinese troops launched a bloody crackdown on pro-democracy protesters while the world watched in horror. It's believed thousands of people were killed, although the official death toll is around 300. Now, mainland China would like the massacre to be forgotten. In Hong Kong, hundreds of police have been sealing off and clearing out Victoria Park. That's where huge vigils honoring the Tiananmen victims have been held for decades. Authorities say there will be no large assemblies due to the pandemic. Last year, many people defied the ban and gathered there anyway, but now a new national security law makes it clear that China will no longer tolerate democratic dissent. CNN's Christy Lu Stout is live near Victoria Park, and our Will Ripley standing by in Taipei. First to you, Christy. Despite the fact that the vigil's been canceled, there was plenty of action at the park where the commemoration usually happens, right behind you there. What's the latest?
Kim, I'm standing outside Hong Kong's Victoria Park on this sensitive anniversary. 300 to 400 police officers are out in force, ready to take swift action against any unauthorized June the 4th vigil. Also ready to take action against anyone who dares to cross these barricades to enter the park, which is now sealed off. We know that at least 2 people have been arrested today, including a vigil organizer with the Hong Kong Alliance. She was detained at her home for publicizing the vigil. For 2 years in a row, the Hong Kong police have banned the once annual vigil, citing coronavirus restrictions. On Thursday, only 1 imported case reported. But take a listen to this from the senior superintendent of Hong Kong Island on the police reason why behind the ban.
Police have reasonable grounds to believe that the activities not only increase the risk of infecting COVID-19 by participants and other people, but also pose serious threats to the lives and health of all citizens, jeopardizing public safety and affecting rights of others.
For over 30 years, up until the year 2020, tens of thousands, if not more, Hong Kongers would gather here at night to light their candles. Remember what happened in Beijing on June 4th of 1989. It would be around 8 p.m. local time. A sea of flickering light. Those scenes will not be repeated tonight. We received a statement from the exiled Hong Kong pro-democracy activist Nathan Law about the ban and what this moment means for Hong Kong. Let's bring up the statement for you. It reads this, quote, "The government is using the public health concern as excuses to ban the vigil politically. It's obvious that the government even tries to criminalize the act of commemorating the event. The banning of the June 4th vigil is an example of the government eroding our freedom in a drastic way," unquote. Now, last year, the vigil was banned by police, citing coronavirus restrictions. In August of last year, 24 pro-democracy activists were arrested for taking part in last year's vigil, including the high-profile activist Joshua Wong. Just last month, he was sentenced to an additional 10 months in prison. Despite the ban, a number of Hong Kongers said that they do plan to remember June the 4th, but in small, private, intimate ways, by lighting a candle at home, by attending a vigil at church, or in the case of the imprisoned veteran activist Lee Cheuk-yan, who is serving jail time for his role in the 2019 pro-democracy protest, he plans to light not a candle, but a cigarette in his jail cell tonight. Kim.
All right, thanks so much, Christy. Let's turn to Will Ripley in Taipei. Will, the vigil isn't happening there either, but for a very different reason. What can you tell us?
Here in Taiwan, Kim, they are grappling with their most severe outbreak of COVID-19 since the pandemic began. So, unlike Hong Kong, which has had one imported case in the last day, here they're seeing hundreds of new cases emerge every single day, and there are restrictions in place, including gatherings on the number of people who can gather in a group. And so, as a result, there will not be a large-scale formal memorial for the Tiananmen anniversary, but the government is pronouncing that they support the Tiananmen survivors and they support the fight for democracy in China. And I spoke with one of those student activists from 32 years ago who had many of his friends and classmates die in Tiananmen Square about the significance of this day.
Being a survivor of June 4th massacre, a participant of 1989 student movement, I certainly appreciate Hong Kong people's commemorating the June 4th. But then the Beijing regime together with its puppet in Hong Kong, said no to our challenge, to our demand for freedom, to the demand of Hong Kong people for their freedom and democracy.
You've said the Western world lost a city.
Yes. We should see the world map more like free world versus the enemy of them. So if the world is two-color, and then Hong Kong has just changed color.
How would you respond to those who might think that the protesters pushed too much, too far? That's what the pro-Beijing camp says in Hong Kong.
Well, they also said we did that in 1989. It is not much different from accusing a rape victim of wearing too exposed. Of course, it's the Communist Party to be blamed first. You cannot blame the victim.
Is there any hope for the pro-democracy movement in Hong Kong at this point?
It is. There's no way of sugarcoating it. It is one of the darkest time in Hong Kong's history, I would believe. There is a silver lining. I see in the last 2-3 years, U.S.-led Western democracy who enabled Chinese regime to conduct all these atrocities is coming around a little and realized what they have done, and then coming to a point to thinking of changing this failed China policy.
You left China 32 years ago after many of your fellow students died. Now we're sitting here at Liberty Square. Do you worry about the future of democracy here in Taiwan, given what some have called Chinese military intimidation?
Of course, you have to worry about democracy all the time, even with living in democracy. That threat to Taiwan is military. It's over 1,000 warheads pointing at this island from the shore of China. People here in Taiwan breathe in and out freedom, and they know it. And because they have earned it, and then they will defend it.
Wu Kai-shi, who lost the fight for democracy in mainland China, he swam to escape the authorities in the mainland. He only had the clothes on his back when he went and lived in the United States and has now lived in exile here in Taiwan for many years. Interestingly, even though he was public enemy number 1 or 2 back after the 1989 massacre, he, in the years since, including recently, has offered himself up for extradition. He has said, I'll go back to the mainland, put me in prison, charge me. And every single time he's done that, the authorities have denied his offer. He thinks it's because they know that his message would be far more powerful, even sitting inside a jail cell in China, than sitting here in Taiwan, an island that vows to continue Tiananmen Square memorials. After COVID, after today's heavy rain, they say people will gather here again and again and again. Kim?
All right, thanks so much, Will Ripley in Taipei. Appreciate it.